Welcome to another episode of Talking Nerdy in the Bedroom with
Corey,
KJ,
and Mike.
God, you sound so depressed just saying your name. Jesus.
I'm excited to talk about this shitty show.
We are all back in the booth for the first time in a few weeks because, last week I had the special episode. The week before that, everybody bailed because you guys are bitches. And then I think the week before that, you guys were here. So, now we're all back. Hopefully back for the foreseeable future until somebody gets sick, Corey.
You got sick.
A while back. And
your
he got
2 weeks ago.
Hang on. No. 2 weeks ago, he was gone somewhere. He was in OOB. You were sick like a bitch.
I think I just said I'm not coming. If
no,
he's
you literally
not
said I'm
not.
not.
Oh, no. I wasn't sick.
He was going to come.
I wasn't sick. It was the kids were sick. Kara and Cal, because that's how we found out. I think it was good that I was home.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And then, I just told him, like...
one pass.
God, he used that shit up a long time ago.
Also, look at the care in my face.
I know. I don't really want to look at your face, though. Anyway, so this week we are going to be...
Get wood, or...
This week we're going to be talking about Secret Invasion, which is the newest Marvel show that came out probably at this point about 7 weeks ago, I think, because it was 6 episodes long.
Do you have a toilet flush
sound? No toilet flush sound. But so 6 episodes. It was roughly like a little bit, I think, over 3 hours long, which felt like the whole point of this seemed to be like a movie. That's how some of these latest shows have seemed. Like She-Hulk could have been a movie. Captain America or Falcon and Winter Soldier could have been a movie. Loki technically could have been a movie, but I felt like Loki's pacing was better as a TV show. WandaVision had to be a TV show, which was awesome. But I feel like some of their later ones are more movie-ish, and I don't think they understand the TV aspect of it. Let alone the story, let alone the acting, let alone all that. I just felt like the show in and of itself didn't feel like a TV show. It's one of the reasons I waited till the whole thing was over before running through it, because I don't think I would have cared week to week to week just seeing the preview of this. I was excited to kind of see what story they were going to tell, but not excited enough to wait every week. So I binged it, and I was right. I don't think I would have wanted to watch it the week after, week after, week after. So I'm in the same line with you two, if our audience hasn't heard that you guys' disdain for this TV show. But I don't think I hate it as much as you two hate it. But it obviously, I think for me, it's the worst TV show they've done.
By far.
I don't know about by far, but it's definitely there.
Miss Marvel was close, at least. You didn't even watch Miss Marvel,
Yeah, you did.
Miss Marvel.
With Kamala Khan.
I watched that.
Oh, you did?
Watched that,
okay.
Yeah.
Way more interesting.
Yeah.
Which it shouldn't be. This has established characters.
But,
This has established characters that we should care about. They had Rhodey, who was a Skrull.
That's not an established character. That's
Rhodey?
That was some Skrull. It wasn't Rhodey.
Oh. They had...
and also, they didn't have Nick Fury, because I don't know who the fuck that was. Was not Nick Fury.
Well, he's a broken down Nick Fury. He's dealing with the depression from being snapped away.
Everything about him is completely different than every other version we've seen of Nick Fury.
Well,
that was like Sam Jackson in another movie.
Have you seen him since the snap after Endgame?
Yeah, we had dinner last week.
No, but I mean in other movies. I don't think he's been.
He was only in one scene where he walks up to a grave site and he had this. I don't remember what movie it was, but he's at the end.
Yeah, I don't recall which one you're talking about. But either way, that's why he went on the ship. He was depressed. He was a broken man. Very similar to what some of Tony Stark was going through, but his was more interesting. It's the dog barking. She doesn't like it. No, I'm pretty sure the cat's outside. So he's a broken man. He doesn't want to deal with any of this stuff and only comes back because it's something that's his fault. So, but my own thing, I couldn't find it online and I was trying. I didn't feel like he was in this show that much. It was focused on everybody else.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I was trying to find like a runtime thing of how many minutes he was actually in this show, because we were focusing on Talos, we were focusing on his daughter, we were focusing on the villain.
The best part of the show is the British lady.
She was pretty good. She was damn good.
By far the best person.
She took over like their whatever that agency was. Basically,
actually, the best part of the show
Nigel.
was...
My name isn't Nigel. No, Nigel's the guy with the pistol to the back of your head.
Yeah, that's
fucking
true.
Love that.
Yeah, she was good. And then her
hard way it is.
her torturing the Skrull. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
What was any redeeming qualities of this? And you can't say there are none because I would disagree with that. But what do you have?
I loved it was the last part of episode 6 where it said the end and we were done with the fucking ship.
Oh God!
No, I like the British lady.
You move the plot line along to where you have like secret. I don't know if that's Secret Wars.
No, Secret Wars is everybody else.
I don't know, but like I feel like they're gonna have like it's got to be something like humans versus Skrull.
No. Secret Wars doesn't have to do with the Skrulls at all. It has to do with
Spider-Man. I know that, but there's whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
I'm sure you've moved the plot line along to where like it's the humans versus the Skrull.
Oh, you mean just like timeline wise?
Yeah.
Well, the timeline's all fucked anyway.
Well, that seems to me the only thing that they move forward.
Right.
They killed Maria Hill. They killed Talos. And everybody else, basically, that was somewhat important lived.
Well, now you also have, I want to say Kira, but whatever her name is.
Daenerys.
Gaia, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Daenerys.
Gaia.
I think Kira from Star Wars.
I think Daenerys from Game of Thrones.
I think Amelia Clark.
That's her real name. That's true.
Name is.
So Gaia, yeah. So now you have Gaia, which is like super...
I don't like that they did that. Why are those powers permanent?
Oh, wait, I didn't finish episode 6. That's right.
You just said you had 18 minutes left and you finished it.
I didn't. I went to Walmart and then I didn't watch the last 18 minutes. So I know from context of Facebook posts, she obviously has like more powers than just the extremists.
So she ends up at the, she's pretending to be Nick Fury when he walks into the radiation area.
That I figured. I was like, oh.
And then when she stands in that little transform thing, the main villain gets more powers, but so does she, but he doesn't know that she is...
It's classic Superman situation.
And then they just have a fight, but it's really
the original
weird.
Superman, where they...
That's how he got his powers?
No. He takes... he goes to the Fortress of Solitude with Zod, and he tells Lex Luthor, who's there, like, we got to get him to go in this booth and it will take away his powers. And then Lex Luthor goes, hey, Zod, Superman's trying to trick you to go in there. So then he puts Superman in there and it's actually like a safety zone for everyone else losing their powers.
You realize that's almost the plot 2 for Saw 5 or 6?
Well, Superman came out a little before Saw 5.
I was just saying, like, that's one of the, the last
They ripped it off of Saw 5.
No, I think Saw 5 ripped it off of Superman.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
But anyway, so... Yeah, she gets powers, and then she has Miss Marvel's powers. She has Drax's powers, which is weird that when she has Drax's arm...
Marvel's powers? She has Captain Marvel's powers.
What did I said Miss Marvel. Yeah, I meant Captain Marvel.
Miss Marvel wasn't even there.
So when she has the muscular arm, is that Drax's power?
I
figured that was Hulk.
If it's green, yes. If it's blue, no, that is Drax.
Why the hell would you even want Drax?
She didn't get to choose.
I don't think Hulk was one of the ones in the Harvest.
Hulk was, because when she first punches him into the sky, when she transforms back into herself, she punches him with the Hulk hand.
Yeah,
one of them is Groot's hand.
Yeah, that is him. He has Groot hand.
She has Groot's hand as well.
I don't remember
the list of powers, because I did look on that, is ridiculous who they include, because I'm like, why would you... We don't even want that.
It has nothing to do with wanting it. So all of this came together from either Endgame or... Yeah, I think it's Endgame. During that big battle, they sent out Skrulls to basically collect DNA samples from
Sure, but
everybody.
They're choosing which ones to include.
It's apparently everybody from the battle that bled.
Well, I understand that they're doing everybody. My point is, I don't understand why they're opting to do everybody.
I think that's just the story
weird.
behind it.
I know, it's just like, who would care about some of them?
Ghost,
they're redundant.
we saw that one.
Yeah, we saw
Hulk.
Ghost because of the phasing.
So, but it's
how is Valkyrie? What powers does she have other than being an Asgardian?
She's an Asgardian.
she's Asgardian.
That's it.
But that's my point. Why would you care about
So is
having
Thor.
her power instead of Thor
Maybe Thor didn't bleed.
or the Hulk?
Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Would it?
So you got Super Soldier. Do you get Captain America too?
It's redundant. That's my
No,
point.
he doesn't. There's no Captain America's not one of them. Captain Marvel.
It's Black Panther.
Although Captain America definitely should. He bled
Who's
during that movie.
Chitauri?
Shatari are the alien race.
Yep.
Okay, so that's also included.
Yep.
Again,
Corvus
pointless.
Gave.
That's the guy from Endgame that was like his foot soldier.
Cull Obsidian.
I think
Drax.
that's also one of them.
So some of these have little crosses on them, so I guessing those aren't like in the thing. I don't know. Drax.
But either way, my point about the Drax arm.
Abomination?
Yeah, Abomination.
He was at the...
No, but that's my point. They've gotten them from other places too.
From what they said in the story, it was during he picked it up from
Abomination
Endgame.
But you
wasn't
have
there.
all of
I
that
don't
in
know.
one vial? You don't have
That was
individual
my
vials?
issue. Like, why is it all in one vial?
Yeah, well, it's a fucking like bukkake syrup. Hey, you want to have
That's how they got
everyone's
the DNA.
That's how they really got it.
Hulk smash.
Korg?
What if
How do you get Korg's DNA? It's a fucking rock.
I don't know.
You could
just-
literally squeeze the blood out of a
Scrape
rock.
off some rock, or maybe they got it from the.
That's how they get their
land-
rocks off.
They got it from the land of the gods when he's crumbled to death.
Captain
or-
America is one of them, so cool. That's super redundant.
Yeah, there's so much redundancy. Like, okay, I'm gonna take Valkyrie, who's kind of strong, or I can just take the Hulk.
Yeah.
Why would I? And why would you ever? That's my point. Why would you ever use Drax
You
arm
get
instead of the
Valkyrie's
Hulk?
sarcasm, apparently.
Yeah.
You get the race card.
My issue
yeah.
my issue with Drax's arm is that Drax's arm is supposed to just be blue. All those scars or tattoos or whatever that red stuff is on his arm is not a normal thing. That's something that just Drax has. So if it was his DNA and it has the Drax, whatever that lineage is, it wouldn't show up on her arm to have those scars or whatever that red stuff is on his arm.
It's fair.
It doesn't make any sense. That's not how
It'd be like
DNA
when
works.
she uses the Winter Soldiers, it just has a metal
metal
arm.
arm, just like bam, look what I got now, because that's part of my DNA. No,
Yeah.
so there was a
fair.
lot of stupid
DNA
stuff.
test found out I'm 100%.
Shut up.
Bad bitch.
Thank you.
Isn't that Lizzo? Because she's getting
Probably.
sued right now. A
Yeah.
40-page lawsuit.
I'm sure.
Is it a paternity test?
No,
Did she
it's-
find out?
She some of the claims are that she made her staff go to a strip club and
Oh, damn.
touch men and eat things out of men orifices. And then
How do you make someone do that?
you're their employer. You fucking do it or you're fired.
Okay, cool. Lawsuit.
That's what we're at right
That's what
now.
you said. You don't do it. Also lawsuit. You can do both.
And then also fat shaming one of her backup dancers, which is
Isn't Lizzo big?
yeah,
Yeah, that's weird.
Which is funny because like she is one of like the
body positive. image
body
people.
positive
Yeah.
empowerment, and then she like also came out with something that was like people make fun of me and it really hurts, and I'm gonna remove myself from social media because of the backlash and
Well, I
everything.
will say social media in general is just a cesspool
Yeah,
of
but like
trolls.
if you're gonna be a
Public figure,
yeah,
that's
I mean, if you're
putting
in the,
yourself
if you're
out
in the-
there
yeah, if
endorsing,
you're in the limelight, and like that's the hill that you want to die on.
Sure,
You're like, oh, like
but if you-
body positivity,
if you
you
think
should
that's the
expect
hill.
blowback.
yeah, but expecting blowback and then getting millions of comments or whatever a day is something completely different.
Okay, but I'm sure you get millions of comments like on both sides.
You know
Like
damn
that's
well
like being
there
the
is more
president
negative.
and it being like, oh man, I don't understand why people really don't like me. 50% of America, 150 million people don't like me.
I understand what I'm
Welcome
saying.
to being in the limelight.
I understand, but there is way more negative than there is positive online. 100,000,000,000%.
I don't know about that.
There is.
That's
Everybody
your
likes to
glass
hide.
half empty look at life.
No, I'm more of a realist than a. I've already forgotten the other two words.
Pessimist?
Optimist or a
Optimist?
pessimist. Yep. I'm more of a realist. And yeah, it's a cesspool full of shit. To be fair, so is the world. That's fine.
That does sound very realist and not pessimistic at all.
That is the realist point.
Life is awful. I am not a pessimist.
Yeah.
I didn't say life was awful.
I went
just said
outside
People
once.
are awful.
People are awful. You're telling me people aren't awful?
Some people are.
There you go.
I'm surrounded by a
All right. So
KJ.
what
I had
about
fun once? It was awful.
what about you, Mike? What redeeming quality of the show did you like?
The British lady,
Just the British lady?
pretty much.
I-
Samuel L. Jackson was awful. The whole like backstory of him marrying a Skrull, I didn't care about at all.
Yeah, it's funny because I just felt like that was it explained some stuff about his character and why he overly cared about the Skrulls, which I get, which I think he was overly caring about them before he started hooking up with one. But I don't, besides for filler, I don't know what it added to the show.
Nothing at all.
Yeah. And then she ends up going with him at the end.
Like the story was fine. Like the Skrulls are invading. They're gonna try to make World War III by pitting one place against the other. I just feel like it was poorly executed.
Well, I think there's only one storyline that you really take out of this show, which is now the world knows about the Skrulls. That's
and
it.
also, like, I don't know anything about, like, transporting a president, but I feel like, wouldn't some of the Russian military be there, like, to try to bring you from point A to point B? I feel like the convoy that they're on just, like, had shit written all over, like, hey, just kill me as the president.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like, you don't have any...
but part of that could have part of that could have been
easily...
Rhodey. Part of that could have been Skrull Rhodey of being like, no, we don't need it. Scrody. I like Scrody. But he,
yeah, but
he was
there's not just
basically
one
in
person
command.
that is like setting up everything for the president.
I think that's what they're
multiple...
showing, though, is that he had such control in this high position where he was kind of making the president bend to his will.
Then the president doesn't need to be the president.
I don't disagree with that. Hence, then him, instead of being like, hey, those certain Skrulls are bad pieces of shit. No, he went, they're all bad pieces of shit.
I think my favorite thing about TV shows is when I have to come up with theories to justify the bad script.
I guess you call it a theory. I figured that was more of a common sense thing. Like when I looked at it, it just
you're saying it's common sense that Rhodey's making 100% of the decisions. For
I
his
think they show that throughout the show.
I disagree. There are other people. There's the admiral that's weighing
He literally walks into like every room like he is king shit.
Well, yeah, he's an advisor, but there's still Secret Service. Other people would be making calls other than Rhodey.
I don't know. I think that's
Rhodey's
what they were
colonel
showing.
in like the military.
No, he's higher up than that now because the president promoted him. He's like,
an advisor.
Advisor or Secretary of Defense. I don't know what the fuck his actual title was.
Whatever he is, the Secret Service is still the ones who are supposed to be responsible for his security.
Yeah, sure, but if he tells the president something, the president can dictate what the Secret Service does.
Within reason, but not you can't even, as the president of the United States, you can't tell the Secret Service, I'm leaving and I don't want you to follow me.
Sure.
Yeah.
But there was Secret Service there. They just died.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seemed suspect. I agree. It was kind of a shitty design or shitty lead into that scene. Didn't make sense. But it just made more sense. I didn't
like the scene in general.
Yeah, it was
like it just wasn't enough. Everybody just falling.
I'll take it back. My favorite thing is when we have to justify a scene that sucks either way.
Yeah, it just didn't like. I don't mind him trying to get abducted, but just the whole scene in and of itself seemed odd. And the way the battle played out also seemed odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah. So
he's literally just an envoy for the U.S. government. That's all it says. Serving as an envoy. He doesn't
have an official title?
Doesn't say, yeah.
Right. What did you guys have any idea that he was a Skrull?
Oh, yeah.
Since when?
Since I knew it before, but then in the show when I would have found...
Since you knew it before?
Yeah. But then
was it in the comic that he was a Skrull?
yeah, and then also no, not in the comic, but just like people posting, I couldn't avoid. seeing,
I thought you meant like while watching these
No,
other
but-
movies, I knew. I'm
But
like, no, you
the
fucking didn't.
moment I knew for sure in the show was because I'd kind of seen innuendos suggesting it on Facebook, but was when Nick Fury comes and talks to him the first time
in the bar or restaurant,
Yeah, I guess, but
and he gets fired.
in Russia.
yeah. But the way he talked to Nick Fury just was so
It
out
seemed
of place.
off, right? Yeah.
And then I don't know, but then again, the way Nick Fury was talking to him was not Nick Fury-ish. So
Maybe Nick Fury's also a Skrull.
could be.
Could be, but they never showed it one way or the other. Although we do know that Nick Fury was a Skrull in Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah.
Both him and Angela Hill were. Which was also weird that Angela Hill had a Skrull, except that she was on Earth.
Maria Hill?
Yeah, what did I say? Angela Hill?
Angela.
Yeah, Maria
It's
Hill.
like, oh.
So that was weird. They killed her off. I felt like they killed her off dirty. I feel like she should have gone out better.
I feel like the actress Colby Smothers was probably just like, I don't want to come back to this shit anymore. Can you just kill
I
me?
doubt she had that much of a say in it.
Eh,
I think they were trying to be like impactful for the TV show, and it just really didn't
no, it's
land.
dumb.
And then obviously they killed Talos. I like that actor too. that
I
played
did too.
Talos.
That was literally the one person I liked in this series, other than the British lady, was Talos.
Yeah.
And I just didn't feel like he was being given a lot of like the script, the whole storyline was kind of like meh, and a lot of the scenes were meh. But I like him as an actor, and I would have liked to keep seeing him. So that kind of sucks.
See, I thought
And he
every
didn't get
scene
like
he was in, he
redeemed
was
at all. Like you're a failed general to your people, and then you're just dead.
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Trying to save the president who now wants to put your whole.
Well, the one thing I will say is it fit his character to go out that way only because he was trying to, like, everything he said throughout this shitty script, granted, was we need to like show them that we are better than these other Skrulls, and like we can be an asset. So like he went out proving that he could be an asset by saving the president and stuff.
Right.
So it kind of fit his character at least, but you're right. He didn't get to redeem by like I would have liked to see him go square off with
the main villain.
Reddick,
Yeah, that
Rennick?
sounds right.
something like
Yeah.
that. I would like to see him square off and like even with his powers still hold his own and then die or something. Like,
Right.
oh yeah, man, he was a warrior.
Gravik.
Gravik, yeah.
Instead he
that's
gets
right.
shot by some random guy who is in a bunch of scenes. But I don't know what his character's name is or anything.
Yeah.
He's just like the random guy who then gets grooted through this chest.
Yeah. And I also thought it was weird that it took so long for the Skrulls to try to turn against him. What did you say his name was? Gravik? Gravik.
Well, I think it was because at first he was being like, we're more important than the humans,
Agreed.
screw them, be on my side. And then when he turns on his own kind, they're like, oh, this guy's just insane.
Yeah, but I figured there would have been more, like, because he murders that one with the Groot arm right in front of everybody.
And everybody turned after that.
Like, an episode and a half later.
Well, they weren't going to just be like, everybody attack now. They just saw somebody
That's
get
a mob.
grooted.
Let's fucking do it.
Yeah, but you don't know that the guy
you gotta-
next to you is going to join in with you.
yeah, you
So
gotta
I think
plan
that
it.
I think after that is when the coup started and they start talking, and then obviously they came up with a plan.
A terrible plan.
I mean, it wasn't bad if he wasn't overpowered.
Sure.
Like,
but there was
I-
only like 6 of them.
But you can't even like shoot the guy in the head; it just grows back. So I don't know what the heck they're supposed to do.
I mean, he
I
is
don't
dead
think they
now.
knew that though.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know. how
So
he died.
he also has the power from Iron Man 3, right? Is that
that's
what
stupid
it is?
power.
What power from Iron Man 3?
Extremist. That's how he was healing.
Oh, yeah.
How'd he
Okay.
get that?
Because What's-Her-Face was at the battle. What is her name?
She doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah,
Did they
nobody
get rid of
has
it?
it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure they do. I mean, S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm sure they scraped some up during
Hold
Iron
on,
Man
we have
3.
to justify another
like,
plot hole.
it doesn't.
No, there's
say,
a ton of plot holes in
It doesn't
this.
say that he has it, but that's the same thing.
No, they
right?
literally say at one point extremist or something.
Yes,
they
they
refer
do.
to it as that.
So they got it from somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes. But they got it from somewhere before the vial.
Right. I'm
So they
assuming-
already had that.
Again, we have to assume. that it happened.
They probably got it from Guy Pearce.
Isn't he dead?
Yeah, but he was also in the movie The Time Machine. So
Jesus.
I don't know.
So, all right, let's
They
wrap
worked for
let's,
Shield ahead of time.
let's wrap up this part of it, because then I've got some other questions about
episode?
future stuff.
Sounds good. Wrapped up.
Yeah.
No, wrapped up.
It sucked. Let's go.
Wrap up Secret Invasion. So, give me your final thoughts if you have no redeeming, because we've already talked about the negative, and then give me your rating of it, and then where you think it falls on the spectrum.
Spectrum of what?
Other
MCU shows?
MCU stuff.
Oh, okay.
Where's it
All
from
right.
the spectrum?
So, redeeming quality, you said first?
I said if you don't have any redeeming qualities.
I do. I liked the British chick. I
mean,
liked...
you yourself don't have any redeeming qualities.
Okay, keep drilling down on that joke till it lands. Try it one more time.
I don't know if I've said that.
Huh?
I didn't say
You just
that.
said it like twice in a row. is
No,
what I'm
I
saying.
said it once as a question,
Yeah.
and then I said the joke.
Oh, okay. I think I was confused because nobody laughed. So,
Ha ha!
That's
Got him.
hurtful. So go ahead.
redeeming qualities show, British chick, Talos. I do like Amelia Clark. I just don't really feel like she was very I don't know. I didn't get much out of her character in this.
She's very like mom next door in this one.
Yeah.
Even though
And
she's supposed to be
also
the
depresso.
rebellious teen.
I kind of liked the actor who played the bad guy. There was some dialogue that was just fucking atrocious.
I liked
I didn't like
his...
his he had like buckies, like buck teeth the whole time.
God forbid someone has buck teeth.
I know, but he's just like
I didn't notice that, I guess.
Yeah, either did I. I just thought
watch
his
it.
presence was good for being that villain.
Yeah.
I thought he commanded the screen when he was on the screen.
And then what else did you say? Rank
it.
Like out of 10?
Yeah.
You're gonna be surprised, but I'm still gonna go with like a 6.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was watchable.
Was it? You didn't even finish it, you fuck!
I will.
yeah, watch the whole thing. It'll go down to a 2.
I always say this, and you always get confused, but there's a treasure trove of 0 through 5.5 that I will never watch, and I'm aware it exists. So I go to
Such
like
a
6.
weird fucking scale.
Anything that's got like a good budget and isn't absolute
Good budget.
garbage.
This budget was insane.
Well, that's why it's a 6.
That's just because they threw money at it?
They threw enough money at it that I could at least watch it without being like, this is miserable to watch. I don't know how, like, you like Sharknado and shit, don't you? No? I thought you liked those B-rated movies.
I watched them for like the
fun of it.
the corniness of
See,
it,
I
but
can't
they're
even
not
fucking
good.
stomach watching them. They're just miserable.
It's because you have ADD.
What?
You just sit there and you're like, yeah, I can't do this. I got to go do something else.
No, I can't do it because they
You
suck.
literally leave your Xbox on just in case.
No, I don't. I just forget to turn
Just
it
in
off.
case you find yourself like
I
not
love
doing
that.
anything, you could just walk over to it. and
Just
start
in
playing a video
case.
game.
Not that it would take more than 3 seconds to turn it on,
Yeah,
but let's
he
leave
ain't
it
got-
on.
yeah, he ain't got
just
time
in
for that.
case. Oh, that's great. All right, so ranking-wise, where do you have this in all the MCU shows? Do you have anything that's above
On
it?
Disney Plus, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
What would be below it that wasn't on Disney
Well,
Plus?
I don't know if the Netflix shows are considered MCU now.
I mean, they are considered MCU, but as a different timeline.
Okay, well, that's what I meant. I didn't know if I was including those. Cause,
Sure.
Yeah, but what would be worse?
Elektra.
Elektra was
movie.
the movie. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the TV show.
Bad.
I didn't love... Well, I don't know if I'd say it was worse.
Oh, Iron Fist was bad, but it definitely
Yeah,
wasn't
Iron
worse
Fist.
than
I
this.
liked Iron Fist. Fuck you.
I
guys.
didn't... I liked Iron Fist. I didn't like one of the seasons of Luke Cage at all.
Yeah, I think it was the second season you
Yeah,
didn't like.
it was dumb. Like, it
Yeah.
was bad.
I
didn't even really
I
like
disagree
the
with
first,
both of
but
it.
it just
Need a
wasn't
more
that...
watching.
I liked them both.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones season 1 was amazing. Season 2 was not
Okay, never
that
mind.
good.
Season 2 would have been the one, because I honestly can't even remember season 2 of Jessica Jones. It was
Jessica
so bad.
about
Jones-
her mom.
Yes, season.
I just
2
remember
was
the
good.
first one
But
with
the
Kilgrave.
first one is so Kilgrave is so fucking good.
Yeah, I just watched a thing that said like Marvel villains who need their own story or whatever, and Kilgrave.
Kilgrave was so fucking good.
And you must have liked him because he's like an actual villain. There's
Yo,
no
he wasn't
redeeming
no
qualities.
redeeming qualities. He was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then is that all you asked me?
Yeah, just if there was anything that you would rank above it
Oh.
or below it, I should say.
I would probably rank it below Miss Marvel, even though I didn't mind Miss Marvel. It felt like a Disney teen series, like from Disney XD or something back in the day.
So not
Xenon.
I mean, to be fair,
things.
besides for it being Marvel, I don't think they were trying to target you with their demographic.
Right, which is fair.
Yep.
But it just wasn't. It was kind of like too kiddie for me.
All right, Mike. So any redeeming qualities?
Too kiddie for you, huh? That's saying something.
What do you
Any
mean?
redeeming qualities besides for the British lady?
No.
Okay.
No.
And then what do you have this ranked at? Like scale 1 to 10, where are you at?
2.
2? Okay.
Like I watched all 6 episodes, so like that's
You
gotta
watched all
be-
6 weekly too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is Sharknado for you?
For what?
Like a
1 out
ranking.
of 10.
So B-rated movies have their own scale though.
Well, I'm saying
Because
put them
like
on the same
you
scale.
go in knowing that they're not gonna be good. Same thing with like Rubber. Like Rubber has a fucking high
So
rating
bad. So bad.
It's
for
great.
being as shitty as it is.
Yeah.
So B-rated movies have their own B-rated things, but this is not like it's not like
It's not supposed to be
yeah,
B-rated.
It's not like Secret Invasion was like, you know what, this is going to be a cult classic. It's going to be terrible, but it'll be a cult classic. They're like, they tried to make this good.
Well, it could be a cult classic.
I mean, we don't know. Could be 20 years from now.
This is one season that I for sure will never watch again.
So, do you have any
You gotta watch
show...
Miss Marvel again?
No,
Maybe.
but
Really?
he would probably just be more.
0%.
He'd be more inclined to watch Miss Marvel again than this. Is what I think he's saying.
Okay.
What?
At least there won't be a second season.
Like
probably.
I watched
most likely not, unless they go in a different direction with the other people. Like they could have done a whole season with Maria Hill. I said that name right this time. Yeah. They could have done a whole season with her of what happened when Nick was off planet, like what was going on.
Oh, not about the secret invasion.
Just everything beforehand or after if she lived.
How the fuck did they get the space station?
What do you mean?
The space station that he's up on this whole time?
They created it, made it? What do you
When?
mean?
They stole it from the DC universe.
Is it? It's not the same one like the Skrull were on, right?
Yeah,
It could have
is.
been that and like tweaked and changed, but
But we
yeah.
don't know. Like we don't know shit about that. I wish they would have done a little bit about that. That'd have been fine.
Again, I think you're just left to assume that's probably where it
I know. I
was.
fucking hate that.
So do you have any show ranked above this? Or below this, excuse me.
I was gonna say,
Any
I
show
got a handful.
at all?
MCU show.
Oh, I was gonna say like The Young and the Restless, probably.
Dude, that show's been going on for 40 years.
Yeah,
How
I'm
dare
sure
you,
somebody
sir?
out there is gonna fucking hate that, but it is what it is. No, worst one so far.
This is the worst one for you.
Yeah.
So redeeming qualities for me is the villain's present, but he has some redeeming qualities because of what he wanted and felt like he was being betrayed by Nick Fury and Talos. Talos was great in this. I thought every scene that he was in was pitch perfect for his character, and the actor was great in it. The scenes with him and Samuel L. Jackson were probably my favorite of Samuel L. Jackson in the show. Most of the other scenes are meh. And then, the British lady was great. She
I
was
just thought of
funny.
it.
What?
I got another gripe too. I just thought
All
of
right.
it.
What's the gripe before we?
So you're trying to take over the world, right?
I mean, I could be.
No, I'm just like
That's what
you're
this
like,
podcast is really setting up.
Let's say you're the Skrull general and
One viewer at a
you're
time.
trying to take over the world. Do you take like the 8th in command?
Who
Like,
would be considered
what
eighth in
prevented him
command?
from just
Who's eighth in
Oh,
command?
why not taking the president?
yeah? Like what prevents him
that
from
bothered
doing
the
that?
fuck out of me. I'm glad you brought that up because I thought about that. Like, why not? Because
Well,
you
see,
have to abduct them first. That's part of the issue, so that
Yeah.
you can read their mind. And how are you gonna? That's to be fair. They were trying to abduct the president, so they might have turned him into a Skrull.
Okay, how about on the submarine? They take the XO, but not the fucking captain of the ship.
Yeah.
Like they take all the littler people,
Well,
but
I think that's
close enough
supposed to
to
be
the people at the top.
Well, I think they want that intentionally so that none of the outlook is on them, so to speak. So, like, if you're making
Nobody
all
knows
these,
they exist, though.
I understand, but if you're making all these crazy decisions, I will just kill you. But if you have a
Our
bunch
government's making some crazy ass decisions right now. Nobody questions whether or not Joe Biden is a fucking alien.
but if you have everybody
bullshit.
else,
There are aliens now. We've got proof.
that is not true. That is not what that thing says. Everybody blew that out of proportion. If you actually watch the fucking hearing, it's so
I did
hard
watch
to
the
watch.
hearing.
The entire hearing?
Yeah,
Because they had no evidence at all. I've seen it, or I know somebody who's seen it.
Correct.
Shut the fuck up. How the fuck did that get
I wasn't disagreeing that it wasn't definitive proof. I will say, though, that... Well, I don't know. There could be fucking aliens.
Oh, there's no way we're the only intelligent life form. There's no way. That is such a
It'd be
simplistic
real sad if we're the
approach.
intelligent life form of the universe.
But anyway, yes, I agree.
I had a
Why don't
big
you
ass
just take
conversation with Casey about that entire thing.
about aliens
About being
alone.
So the chances of us being the only planet with life is extremely low.
Unless we're in a simulation, yes.
Well, but one thing I will say...
But the chances of two planets existing in the same time period with similar technological capabilities is also extremely low.
Yeah.
Because we've been around for like 0.1 or
Point?
0.00. Yeah,
That's not how decimals work.
0.001% of Earth's lifespan.
Yeah.
So whole civilizations could have rose and fell by the time we're at where we are now.
Oh, absolutely.
So is there planets with life? Yes. Is the chances of them being intelligent enough to traverse the universe also very low?
I will say, depending on if you're talking about an infinite amount of time at all these places, I would say yes, but it would be infinitely low to get to us or be able to have some type of interaction.
The universe isn't infinitely old.
Right.
Yeah.
Yet they have a time frame of when the Big Bang happened.
So put it
theory
in
of the Big Bang,
perspective.
yes.
How many life forms?
That's true. It's intelligent design.
How many life forms have existed on Earth?
I forgot you're a believer, KJ.
How many
No,
life
I'm
forms
a
have existed
believer.
on Earth? How many different species have existed on Earth in the whole time? Trillions, right?
Sure.
On Earth?
On Earth, just on Earth. How
Are
many
you-
different life forms have existed
Oh,
on
like
Earth?
insects and shit too?
Yeah, different forms like humans,
Yeah, I
insects,
don't know.
dolphins.
There's a lot of kinds of
Trillions
insects.
and
So.
probably
Probably.
a trillion over the lifetime.
Wow.
But only one is capable of space flight. So you also got to keep that in mind. There'll be billions of planets with life.
Yeah, but
but
we're
now you're
also
talking
in
about
our-
a 1 in a trillion
We're in our
chance.
infancy still. If you actually think about how long humans have been on this planet, we're in our infancy.
Yeah, only 3,000 years.
That's not that long. And no, longer than that. You fucking bitch. I was like, wait a second. No.
I keep going back to intelligent design to piss you off.
But no, so if you think of other planets that could have been around and with it's obviously not human life form, but a life form that evolved to intelligent thought, you could be talking about billions of years. You could be talking about millions of years. So they could be
Well, not billions of years, because it's only like 8 billion years old.
That's 4 billion. then.
What's 8 billion years old?
The Earth.
No.
Yeah, it's like 8 point something,
Is it
8.1
the
billion
Earth
years old.
81, or is it 81 million years old? I can't remember.
81 million was like the
How
Cretaceous period.
old is the Earth?
I think it's like 4 point something.
4.5 billion years
Yeah.
old is the age of the Earth.
So,
So,
but I'm talking.
How
Not
but
talking
that
about the-
doesn't include like
old
formation. I
is-
mean, we're talking like
But I'm talking about other
Big Bang
galaxies.
is well, Big
The
Bang
universe
is
is 13.8 billion years
13 billion. So
Yeah.
it's not I mean, yeah,
that's
technically
literally
it's
billions.
But
So if we're saying 4 or 5 billion years of intelligent life somewhere else,
old. Wait.
they would.
Plus or minus 130,000 years. It's not an exact science. I love
They'll
that.
give you the billion, but it wasn't minus 130.
Actually, it says, there's an update. It says NASA's WMAP spacecraft has shown that the universe is 13.7 billion years old, plus or minus 130,000 years. I like that margin of error.
Yeah. But no, so if you have another planet out in one of the thousands of millions of billions of galaxies that are out there that has intelligent life for
Well, we would
even
never
a
find
billion,
them, yeah.
I agree. But a billion years, like how long have humans had intelligent life on this planet? How far have we come? And if you have another planet who's in the billion of how many years they've had intelligent life, who fucking knows what they've done?
right, but again,
Well,
we're
they
talking
came
about
here
we're talking
and
about
Made
probability.
the pyramids.
No, they left the souls of their deceased, and now Lord Xenu will come back.
We're talking about probability of aliens being here, right?
100%.
We were talking about the probability one of just aliens existing.
Okay,
And then the
so
probability
almost
of aliens
100% the aliens exist.
Yeah. or some type of intelligent life. Yeah, it has to. Like, it's such a egotistical thing to think, oh, we're just the important things. There's no way.
Now you're talking about a very, 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 very low probability of, one, there being life forms that are higher form than we are. Because you're talking about a one in, I don't even know how many trillion on just Earth.
There are a lot of, what do we call it? The Goldilocks thing? In other universes.
Planets. Yeah.
In other universes.
Well, there's other ones in other
universes?
Galaxies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said universes.
Oh, galaxies.
Yeah,
sorry.
is like any universes?
Galaxies.
How many universes do you know, bub?
In the galaxies. They have that.
Well, there's
those
some in
planets.
They're in our galaxy too.
I understand, but I'm just saying because of all these other galaxies. So the idea that they're out there, to me, is very, very possible.
I'm not arguing the fact that there's
no, but I meant that are
life.
higher life, that are more intelligent than us.
But to get here,
the closest,
if they got here, they would have to be insanely intelligent.
right?
Not really.
Are you high?
No, just hear me out. The theory of space travel as we would do it currently involves propulsion. But the idea of opening a wormhole in a fold in space and then just appearing somewhere
but
else.
We can't do that, so they'd be higher life forms than us.
But what I'm saying is, people believe like black hole wormholes exist, right? And if you were able to survive going through one, so what I'm saying is they would be much more advanced than us. But I think it's that the threshold is not as far down as you're thinking. Basically, it takes one scientific discovery of how to survive going through a wormhole.
Also, where it goes. Like,
What?
we've never put something in a wormhole.
Well, no, that's not necessarily true, because let's say this. Let's say I opened a wormhole and it opened up even in the vicinity of another planet. Then I could open another one to go to another one.
Yeah, but he's talking about, like, how do you map the wormhole?
Yeah.
Like, I could open a
maybe
wormhole
it just
here,
goes back and forth.
and
We
it
don't
goes
know.
to China, but I'm actually trying to get to your house.
That still got you close. Dude, if you're across the entire universe and you open a wormhole and you were trying to get to my house and you got to China, I'd call that a win.
Or you
fair.
open up a wormhole and it goes into a black hole.
Yeah.
I'd call that a win because you get to have some Chinese food and then go to my house.
They just call it food.
Like, I feel like
Not if it's the Chinese food we eat here.
That's fair.
not
They call that
knowing
MSG.
your destination is probably...
So,
Yeah.
The closest detected planet that is in a Goldilocks zone is Kepler 186f, and it's 493 light years away. So traveling at the speed of light, it would take us 493 years.
Yes and no. Like, yes, in the sense of that's how it's mapped out, but apparently as soon as you start going that speed, like, time starts working differently. So,
Well, if you left the planet at near light speed and then came back, you'd be in the future.
yeah.
Because time passes differently. It's
Which
the
is so
theory
fucking
of relativity. You don't even have to go the speed of light. You just have to get close to it.
Yeah, but that's still fucking weird.
Actually, you don't even have
No,
to.
time
so if
passes for you differently than it does.
If you go, the people who went to the moon and back, like Neil Armstrong, they technically were younger. So, like, if they had a twin brother and he was born, it's literally thousandths of a second difference because they didn't go that far.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
like
It literally,
0.14.
their version of time is slightly different than ours was when they got back.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But then if they had gone at the speed of light and come back,
That's
it'd
also
be like
thinking that we're
thousands
not
of
in a
years down the line.
simulation, too.
What's that?
So that's also thinking that we're not in a simulation.
Right. So if we want to meet an alien, we just have to type some code.
That's what I'm saying. There's got to be, we can,
I've
find
been
the- find
popping
the
red
back door.
pills, but ain't nothing happening.
Bet.
All right, so the next TV show coming out for the MCU is Loki. Are we excited for Loki season 2?
Barry.
Barry?
Is that before Echo?
Yes.
Loki
Loki's
comes out
the next one.
October 2nd.
I thought it got pushed back for some reason.
No, October, and then if Echo comes out this year, I think it's in December.
That would be my new least
When
favorite.
does
probably.
Ahsoka come out? Isn't that like next week?
I
No,
don't know.
I think it's a little further out. I think
I
it's
thought
September.
it was September.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually think I remember because when I'm in Ireland, I'm gonna want to watch it, and I think it might debut while I'm there.
You're going to have different Disney there.
Yeah, you're going to have the Gaelic Disney.
There's actually different
Use
Disney.
the force.
Fucking hell, look.
I'm pissed drunk on blue milk.
So are you excited for Loki?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the first one. Why wouldn't I be?
Well, first one is probably the second best show that they've done so far, at least in my view.
So you expected me to not be excited?
No,
based
I
on
didn't know.
that
Well, we
assumption?
just had this bad show, so are you thinking? And we've had mediocre movies from the MCU minus Guardians 3, which was amazing.
It's only up from here.
It's on streaming now.
Is it like
Yeah.
to pay or
No,
No,
like you can watch
it's
it
on
on
Disney
Disney Plus.
I
Gotcha.
watched it today.
Oh, you did watch it? You
Yeah.
like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
You hadn't seen it?
No, he didn't go to the theater with us. He
Guardians?
was sick. Guardians 3.
I paid you money that you said that you
Oh,
got
yeah,
the
that's right, you
ticket
did
for the
come with me.
Guardians ticket.
Oh, you watched it again today? Oh yeah, it was just us 3 going.
It was streaming.
But you already just watched it.
Wait, you watched it today?
Yeah, that was my point.
I just thought the way he asked it, or you said something that made me think you watched it for the first time today. But this
No.
wasn't the first time.
Yeah, I
it's
also thought that.
It
I
started
was like,
streaming
wait.
today, and we put it on in the store because it was streaming today.
Oh, in the store. Yeah, never mind. I forget about the whole. You have TVs everywhere. You might as well put something on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always forget that. So I'm just like, why you're just sitting around watching Guardians? All
no,
right.
fuck no. It was busy today.
Yeah, okay. That makes more sense.
We actually watched all of the Guardians back to back to back.
Nice.
It's kind of cool.
They're all good movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so
I still fucking hate Adam Warlock.
they just
Ugh.
did the well. You
That
would like
character
Adam.
should be so much better.
Correct.
Watch him the second time, you'll hate him even more.
Probably because they'll ruin that character who was supposed to be a badass.
I like
supposed to keep
that
getting
actor,
corrupted.
Will Poulter.
Will Poulter, yeah.
Still can't believe that's the guy from
We're
the Millers. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so
So
good.
weird.
So for Loki season 2, how much are we expecting it to connect with what's been going on with the MCU?
I don't know.
Only with Kang the Conqueror.
You think it's just going to be mostly Kang focused?
A lot of it, yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like Loki is gonna take over the Time Bureau by the looks of
The
it.
TVA.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely possible. I haven't seen. Have we seen what the hell is her name? That is also him. Sylvie.
Sylvie,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I didn't remember seeing her in the preview, so I'm assuming
That's
she's
gonna be
in
like
this?
the stereotypical narcissism, right? You're just literally in love
love
with
yourself. Oh yeah.
In different version.
There's tons of TV shows and movies that have done basically the same thing. Rick and Morty did it too.
Female Morty?
No, Beth in space.
yeah.
Oh,
Beth
Beth and her, yes.
have sex and then a threesome with Jerry, and then Rick talks about having sex with himself during the episode. But yeah, so tons of things
show's
have done that.
Gone.
What show's gone?
Rick and Morty.
It's coming back out later
It
this
means
year.
it's gonna not be the same.
It's supposed to be they're just grabbing someone who sounds like him, but most.
But I don't
of
know how
the-
you he ad-libbed so much stuff.
That's going to be the hard part. Is it? Still
Although
gonna
he
be
wouldn't be allowed to now anyway with the writer strikes.
Well, they wouldn't be filming anything right now.
yeah, I know. I'm just kidding.
All right, so we're excited for Loki. It
Yeah.
comes out soon. We'll see where it goes with it. We actually get another dose of Owen Wilson in it, and we also hopefully find out some more about the TVA itself and where they're going to go and how it's going to connect with Kang. Because he was in the Ant-Man? Was it the Ant-Man after credit scene that showed Owen Wilson and Loki sitting in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
that,
that was
right?
like 1921 or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
He was like an inventor. The
That's where he
Kang.
started, though. That's where he started becoming
Kang,
the Conqueror. Yeah.
or at least in that timeline, that's when he started.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they were like very worried about him already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. And my biggest issue is like we had Multiverse of Madness and we were all excited for it, and then it didn't really live up to it. It's better the second watch, but it still didn't live up to what we wanted. And then we all saw Thor Love and Thunder, and we're like, well, Thor Ragnarok kicked ass. It's Waka Waititi again, and he's going to kick ass again. And that movie sucked. So we just had Secret Invasion, and I'm hoping to be excited about Loki, and I'm just really I don't want to be disappointed by Loki. I want him just to hold me.
Wow.
All right, so next week will either be The Witcher, if we've all watched it.
Yep.
Might be Remnant 2, if we end up beating the boss.
Nope.
I said might.
Won't be.
I mean, we'll see.
There's so much more shit to unlock.
And then, yeah, there is a shit ton of stuff I want to unlock. And soon we'll hopefully be watching Blue Beetle and see how that is, the DC movie.
But you're saying it's not playing in theater?
It's currently not on their slate to play. Like usually,
But
you
we
can
go
pre-order.
see it down in Augusta.
Yeah, it is
Ugh.
playing in Augusta. It's 20 minutes.
Better
They're fine.
popcorn down there, too.
Yeah,
went
it's fresh.
to their
popcorn.
theater and I was not impressed.
By the theater or by
Yeah, their
just
theater.
in general?
I just watched The Flash there, and I would much rather be in Waterville.
I do like Waterville better. Popcorn's better in
They have
Augusta.
mechanical seats, not the electric ones.
I think that depends on what theater.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah,
because
pretty sure
Augusta
Corey and
definitely
I-
has
Yeah, when we
the
saw
same ones as
Endgame,
Waterville, pretty much.
They're
In
not.
some of the theaters.
They're
I'm saying.
not electric, and they don't have heat.
you went to one of them, and yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't have heat. They didn't have.
Yeah, I don't think they had heat, but they were electric.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was one of the reasons I used to go to Augusta when Corey and I was first becoming friends. When we watched a movie,
They
we'd play
open like they recline.
then I don't know what you mean.
It's not electric.
Were they not electric? I haven't been there in so fucking long.
That's what I'm
Was it
saying.
just
I
a
literally
handle and
was
it went
just
up?
there
Might
like 2
be a
weeks ago.
handle,
Yeah, it might be like a push handle and then it just comes up.
Who
like
cares?
a
It
recliner.
was dirty.
Uh,
It
Sure,
was
we're just there to watch a movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was dirty though. It just wasn't.
It was dirty or you're dirty?
The fucking theater was dirty.
All right. When did you go? Like a what random day?
2 weeks ago on like a Saturday.
Saturday afternoon, evening? Because
Three-
Saturdays
3
they're
o'clock.
busy day.
Oh, you went at 3?
Yeah.
Well, there you
No.
go.
If you went at 6, I'd
I don't
be
know
like,
what he was going.
well, because if you went at 6, it meant
Yeah,
that
like
they
they-
had the one
They have
showing,
plenty
3
of time
showing.
between the shows to clean. Like it was just dirty.
To be fair, maybe they don't have staff. A lot
Well,
of
they
places
don't.
have
They
staff.
don't really like when they clean in between shows. They're just sweeping the popcorn and shit. They don't actually
Yeah, they
clean the floors.
didn't do
and stuff.
that.
Maybe they were leaving.
Well,
some for
if
it.
they don't have Blue Beetle in Waterville, then that's going to be our only choice
Yeah.
is Augusta.
No, we just pirated it and watched it. I mean, we definitely didn't do that. Watch
But
the
I do
Corey
want to
says.
see it. I'm not excited for it, but I'm interested to see kind of what they do. And I like the main characters, the guy from Cobra Kai. So we'll see. We'll tackle that when it gets a little bit closer. We'll see if the movie's going to come out in Waterville or not. And then, yeah, next week, either Witcher or Remnant 2.